This is a fake messages app, which, when pressed, runs a series of commands and eventually snaps a selfie of whoever pressed it. In this video, I'll be explaining how to set this up on your iPhone. The great thing about this is that everything we're going to be working with is already built into your iPhone, so there's no need to download any extra apps. Now, there's a number of apps on the Android platform that will do something similar to this, but with Apple the story's different. See, they won't allow an app to randomly access the camera and start taking photos of the user, especially without their consent. Fortunately, I found a way around this. The way it works goes like this. First, it turns on voice control. Voice control is just a setting that listens for key phrases. If it hears one, it will run a certain command, but more about that in a sec. It then turns the volume all the way up and the brightness all the way down, at which point it plays a recording of your voice. This recording serves two purposes. First, it tells the intruder a message, and second, it is recognized by voice control, which, after opening the camera app, runs a custom gesture at the bottom of the screen like this, essentially flipping the camera and snapping a photo of the intruder without their consent. Now, there's a slight problem. What happens if the intruder realizes that their picture is being taken and they delete the photo? Well, luckily, I found a solution to that problem, and I'll be explaining it later in the video. So stay tuned and let's get started. Alright, so first you're going to want to head to Settings, go down to Accessibility, and then Voice Control. And then you're going to want to make sure that it is set up here. So mine's already set up, it's just toggled off. But it might have something that says Set up Voice Control, and if you haven't already set it up, you're going to have to set it up. Alright, so we're going to be working in shortcuts for this, so go ahead and open that and create a new shortcut. And then add an action and search for voice control. And click on the option and it will default to on. And then we're going to add another action. And then click scripting and we're going to be using the wait option. So it'll default to 1, just add 1 to that to make it 2. And this is just going to give us time to set the voice control and let it load. Go ahead and add another action and search for volume, and we're just going to set the volume and we're going to put it all the way up to 100. We want it to be as loud as possible. And then add another action and search for brightness. So we're also going to turn down the brightness all the way down, and we're just going to make it as annoying and confusing as possible for whoever's trying to get on your phone. So there's actually an accessibility option called Reduce White Point, and what it does is it reduces all the white colors on your display. So it basically makes the screen darker. So we're going to turn that on, and that's going to make it even darker in addition to lowering the brightness. It'll be super dark. Okay, so add another action and then press Apps and then Voice Memos, and then you're going to choose the option that says Listen to my most recent voice memo. Okay, just one more action before we move on to the next section. So search Open App and then press the little option that says Open App. And then you're going to press the choose and press Camera. So we're going to be opening the camera app. And then go ahead and open the camera app. And we're going to be memorizing the positions of these two buttons. So the flip camera button and the photo button. And we're going to need those positions later on. And then open Settings and press Accessibility and then Voice Control and then Customize Commands, and we're going to create a custom command. So I've already created one, but I'll go ahead and create a new one. And here's the thing, we're going to set it up so that whatever you title this command will be spoken out loud to whoever's getting on your phone. So put whatever you want there. After that, press Action and then Run Custom Gesture. And this is where you're going to need to know the positions of those two buttons back in the camera app, because we're going to press them here. And there's an option for hiding the controls if you need to use that, and then click Save. And I actually recommend using a dry erase marker to mark the positions of those two buttons before you get here, just so that you're not guessing and checking. And then to make sure that we pressed in the right places, we're going to go back to voice control and turn it on, and that little blue mic will show up in the top of our screen. And then we're going to open camera and speak out loud the phrase that we titled the command we just made. And keep in mind, this is the phrase that is going to be spoken out loud, and if it works, then it should flip the camera and take a selfie of you. Okay, so now we're going to toggle voice control off, and we're going to use that phrase that we titled the command, and we're going to head on over to Voice Memos, and we're going to create a voice memo, and we're going to shout the phrase in the voice memo, but make sure you're clear. and this will be played out loud to the intruder and will also trigger the command that takes a picture of them. Okay, so now we're going to head back into the Shortcuts app to add a few more actions. So now click scripting and then wait, and then now we're going to change this to 10 seconds. And then we're going to add another action and click on apps and then scroll down and click photos, and then we're going to say get latest photos and then get latest one photo and then add, and we're going to search copy. So copy to clipboard. We're going to click that option, and that's going to copy our latest photo to clipboard. Now what this does is if they realize that they're getting their picture taken and they delete the photo quickly, it will still copy it to the clipboard so you can paste it anywhere and the photo isn't lost. So now all we have to do is just undo what we did earlier. So create a new action and search volume, and we're just going to set this back down to a reasonable volume, and then create another action and then search for brightness, and we're going to put the brightness back up to where we can see it, and then we're going to do the same thing for white point. So search that up, and then now we're going to press on and it'll change to off, and then we're going to search for voice control and we're going to turn that back off. Now we're done with the command, so go ahead and press next, and we're going to title this the same as the name of the app we're trying to fake. So mine is messages, but you can put whatever first-party app that you feel like down in this section. When you're done, press the icon in the top left corner and choose the color that corresponds with the app. So in this case, green for messages, and then do the same with the glyph. And not all apps have a glyph, but most do. When you're done, hit next, and then done, and then tap the three dots, and then the dots again, and then click add to home screen, and then add, and that just added the icon to the home screen. So now if you tap on it, it should run smoothly through the process, playing your recording and taking a selfie of you. And if they do end up deleting the photo, simply head to notes and you can paste it from your clipboard. Pro tip, you can just paste by spreading with 3 fingers. Now, I had a couple issues when I ran this for the first time, and what was happening is it would open the camera app after playing the recording, but the gesture didn't run. The reason why is because for some reason, voice control was not recognizing the key phrase. And the solution to this problem is when you make your recording, start the recording, but wait a second before saying the phrase, and this seemed to fix the problem because it allowed the recording to play in the background after having moved on to the camera app. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as it really helps out a ton. And if you have any questions, comments, or issues, make sure to put them in the comment section below.